card stacked. Next Friday, let's fucking get it. Whole card, movies, come on. Stop playing, people. Look at this.
Right.
Look at this. Come on.
I'm just fighting him. And there won't be much words being said in that ring except for punches being exchanged. And it's just a battle of the fittest, battle of the smartest, and the last man will be standing.
Breaking news is shaking the boxing world as Anthony Joshua's latest face-off leaves Jake Paul looking visibly stunned and unsettled. Joshua's presence and calm authority highlight a clear difference in levels. Paul talks confidently but openly acknowledges AJ as a former world champion. His emphasis on pay-per-view numbers sounds more like nerves than belief. Joshua's experience already looms large, making this feel one-sided before either man steps into the ring.
We'll see. You know, I'm focused on Saturday night. I have a tough opponent in front of me. Everyone needs to get the pay-per-view, the zone, pull up, be there. But, man.
Anthony Joshua sending Christmas cards mixed with warnings to Jake Paul is vintage AJ, respectful yet psychologically sharp. He shows awareness of the hype without being drawn into it. Paul may laugh it off as a gimmick, but the message is unmistakable. Joshua is calculated, composed, and prepared. Paul is not facing a content creator chasing views, but a proven former world champion.
Call yourself a heavyweight boxer, but let's be honest, you're just heavy. That's good. You never held a title belt, nor will you ever, but I'm happy to lend you one of mine to spank yourself with. I hear you're into that.
Eddie Hearn's assessment is blunt. Joshua is not just powerful, he is precise and clinical. Comparing Jake Paul to Francis Ngannou highlights the massive gap in skill and experience. Paul may carry power, but AJ's timing, technique, and record against elite opposition make this a clear mismatch. Anyone expecting an easy night for Paul is ignoring reality.
When AJ, I mean, decapitate's a strong word, but you know, when he renders Jake Paul unconscious like he did to Francis Ngannou, don't then say, oh well, it was Jake Paul. Do you know what I mean? I mean, when AJ beat Francis Ngannou, Ngannou just had a fight that could have gone either way with Tyson Fury. Then AJ.
Moses offers an honest take. Jake Paul may look capable against limited opposition, but Anthony Joshua is an entirely different challenge. AJ's Olympic background, championship pedigree, and raw power place him far above Paul. Luck will not bridge that gap. Preparation alone cannot replicate the mindset and ability of a former world champion.
I actually think he's a decent boxer, but they're not on the caliber of obviously Anthony Joshua. But
David Hay perfectly captures the madness of this matchup. Jake Paul is stepping far beyond influencer boxing. Joshua does not need to overextend. One clean, committed punch could end everything. Paul's team may believe in an upset, but underestimating Joshua's focus and power is a dangerous mistake with serious consequences.
David, do you think people are underestimating how dangerous this fight is?
My initial thoughts was this is craziness, this is madness, you know, Jake Paul's going to get hurt. As time's gone by, I'm starting thinking, okay, now that initial shock is gone and the fight is taking place, if I'm Jake Paul, why am I taking the fight? What's the point of me putting myself in such harm's way? If Anthony Joshua's ever going to fight terribly, it's going to be against someone he completely overlooks, someone he doesn't believe deserves to be in the ring with him. All it takes is one shot, and I think Jake Paul and his team believe what they've got is enough to somehow pull off one of the biggest upsets in the history of boxing.
Roy Jones Jr. is direct. Jake Paul is out of his depth. Anthony Joshua is a seasoned veteran who understands how to read and finish fights. Paul may have some tools, but against Joshua's experience and ring intelligence, he offers no real threat. AJ would expose the gap immediately.
Big news also this past week, AJ versus Jake. I mean, everyone's been calling for Jake to fight a real fighter. What do you think?
And Jake gonna fight a real fighter, and if the real fighter fights like a real fighter, then Jake gonna take a real nap. AJ, he showed you with Ngannou. He ain't one of these guys that just go pick out trees and say, oh, I'm gonna fight AJ. No. AJ is an Olympian. AJ is a former world champion. AJ is not a two-time world champion. AJ is nothing to play with. So when you go in with AJ, have your mind right, cause if you can't take it, he gonna find out.
Were you surprised when you heard about that?
No, I was not. No,
So
I was not.
you think he's going to knock him out, though, AJ?
So definitely knock him out. Because, I mean, don't get it wrong. Jake's smart, and Jake does have the power. If he can catch him first, he knows if he can catch AJ first, he can get AJ out. But he don't catch AJ first. Just like Ngannou couldn't catch him first. AJ been boxing a long time. AJ better than me.
Amir Khan explains the imbalance clearly. Joshua has little to lose and everything under control, while Paul risks serious damage. This is not about entertainment. It is about reputation and business. Paul's hopes rest on a miracle punch, but Joshua's power and experience make that scenario highly unlikely.
AJ by knockout, brutal knockout. Nakisa is making a big mistake putting Jake Paul in a fight like this because he's gonna want to see him get hurt. I mean, these guys are going for the money, where really, you know, he has a life after boxing as well. Let's hope he comes out the ring in one piece.
Could I ask you individually, why are they doing this? So start with AJ, why is he doing this?
AJ, if I was AJ, I'd do the same thing, because at the end of the day, you're fighting a YouTuber, and why not? I mean, getting paid millions and millions of pounds. And why is Jake doing? Jake's just doing it for probably the fan following. Maybe he wants to get the boxing audience. But look, who knows? I mean, anything can happen in boxing. One punch can change the fight, but I just don't think he has that one punch to change the fight. It's just does Jake Paul.
Johnny Nelson does not soften his words. Anthony Joshua has the skill, power, and ring IQ to dominate Jake Paul completely. There is no reason for this fight to go deep. AJ can control, punish, and finish early. The idea that Paul survives comfortably is unrealistic. This is not competition, it is a professional delivering a harsh lesson.
Unless he's torturing him all the way through. I keep saying it. I've thought about it, I'm like, you know what, AJ shouldn't let this boy.
Duke McKenzie issues both a warning and a confirmation. If Joshua lands clean, Paul could be in serious trouble. The health risks are real, yet commercial forces push the fight forward. Joshua's strength, technique, and experience place him far above Paul. From a fan view, it is exciting, but the danger is undeniable.
Anthony Joshua goes into this fight with Jake Paul on a serious level and catches Jake Paul with a serious punch. He will do far more damage than that. So, from a health and safety perspective, I hope the fight doesn't happen. But from a commercial perspective, the fight has to happen because this fight generates...
Derek Chisora states the obvious. This should be over quickly. Joshua will take control from the opening bell. Paul's attempts to frame this as competitive are wishful thinking. AJ's discipline, power, and experience ensure a predictable outcome. Fans should expect dominance, not a war.
Easy fight for him. And I think this should be laid to rest, because I don't think AJ's going to go in and try and pat. AJ's going to like...
Adam Smith adds tactical nuance. Joshua could end the fight whenever he chooses, but a long layoff may lead him to pace himself. Even so, control remains entirely with AJ. Paul gains no advantage from this. Joshua's experience allows him to balance patience and aggression, keeping Paul neutralized throughout.
AJ should win whenever he wants to win, but will he want to win early? Will he want to get some rounds in, being inactive for 14 months to prepare him for 2026?
Sam Jones captures the danger precisely. Anthony Joshua's power is absolute. If he lands clean, the result could be devastating. Comparisons to Ngannou's knockout underline the risk. Paul's lack of elite experience leaves him extremely vulnerable. This is not theory, it is a real threat every second they share the ring.
Listen, we can all joke, but nobody wants any permanent damage to happen to Jake Paul. But if Anthony Joshua hits Jake Paul with the right hand he hit Francis Ngannou with, he could brown bread him.
Johnny Nelson reinforces what many already believe. The odds are overwhelmingly against Jake Paul. Anyone suggesting otherwise is ignoring reality. Fans are watching a world-class fighter face someone far outside his league. Joshua's experience and knockout power make this spectacle heavily one-sided.
I think he's going to do it. So you're going to watch this to see, most people watch this to see Jake Paul get his arse given to him.
Carl Frock paints a clear picture. One clean punch could end this fight instantly. There is no debate about the difference in class, power, and experience. This matchup feels preordained, with Joshua expected to dominate from the opening moments and leave Paul exposed.
AJ splatters Fake Paul within a round. Within the first minute of the first round, the first punch, the first right hand that lands anywhere on the cranium of Fake Paul, the fight is over. It's got to be. Like, you can't make an excuse either way. Does Fake Paul think that AJ's that bad?
Frank Warren highlights the massive gap. Joshua's Olympic background, world titles, and natural size make him a clear favorite. Paul's limited amateur base and short pro career leave him relying on hype rather than substance. This is spectacle over competition, and Joshua's professionalism will define the fight.
AJ will go in as a massive favourite, former two-time world champion, naturally a natural big heavyweight, gold medalist at Olympic Games against a guy who never had any amateur fights. What's he had, about 10 or 12 pro fights, been accused of not fighting.
Roy Jones Jr. confirms expectations. Anthony Joshua is likely to knock Jake Paul out. Paul has some power, but his timing and experience fall far short. Joshua's ring intelligence and composure make him almost impossible to catch clean. The outcome feels inevitable.
So definitely knock him out. Because, I mean, don't get it wrong, Jake's smart, and Jake does have the power. If he can catch him first, he knows if he can catch AJ first, he can get AJ out. But he don't catch AJ first. Like Ngannou couldn't catch him first.
Tony Bellew focuses on the physical reality. Joshua's size, strength, and athleticism tower over Paul. The mismatch is obvious even before skills are considered. Paul has little chance of enduring Joshua's power. This is a dangerous situation against a true world-class boxer.
Joshua, who's now 5 inches bigger than you, maybe more, or 4 or 5 inches, and about 100 pounds heavier. You just don't go from there right up to there. I don't believe it. And I won't believe it until the two of them got 10-ounce gloves on in a boxing ring. Because if Anthony Joshua puts 10-ounce gloves on and gets in a boxing ring and Jake Paul is in the other corner, this won't last.
Deontay Wilder cut straight to the point. Jake Paul has never faced a professional of Anthony Joshua's level. Past opponents do not compare. Calling it scripted reflects how heavily this favors AJ. Joshua's experience and preparation ensure control. Paul is stepping into unfamiliar and unforgiving territory against a former world champion.